and gentlemen and vector designers, we're going to get started with using the pencil tool. Okay, so make sure you're taking notes. So on a sheet of line paper, put the topic, Illustrator Freestyle Challenge, your name and the date at the top of your notes. It should go into a notebook, probably a binder actually, and you want it to go into a binder. All right, so if you haven't done so already, make sure you go onto the internet and look up the answers to these questions. Who uses Illustrator, and write that down. Say, blah, 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 uses Illustrator. So don't write down the question, write down the answer in a way that it makes the question obvious. What kind of jobs can you get if you know how to use Adobe Illustrator, and what can you personally do with Adobe Illustrator? Probably won't find that one on the internet. You have to answer that for yourself. So answer those questions in your notes. Adobe Illustrator is a program used by both artists, graphic designers. They create vector images. These images will then be used for company logos, promotional magazines, personal work. So there's all kinds of things you can do with Adobe Illustrator. What is Adobe Illustrator? Right, this is red, so you have to write it down. But don't write it down word for word. Put down Illustrator is professional, vector-based illustration app. Okay, write that down in your notes, and then let's go from there. Let's see here. So let me open it up, and I'm going to show you something. All right, so I'm going to draw something with I'll just use the pencil tool. That's what we're going to get started with, and I'm going to draw a cat head. It's going to be very beautiful because cats are beautiful. Okay, so now here's what I want you to do. So I want you to, I'm going to use my zoom tone, I'm zooming. I want you to yell when you see the pixels, okay? And I know this is a video, so it's going to be, so just yell anyway. Say, I see the pixels when you see the pixels. I'm zooming in right now, and I'm at 1,000, I'm 1,200%, so I'm way zoomed in, 1,600%, 2,400%. Can you see the pixels? And the answer is no. Okay, you can't see the pixels. Why is that? Because it's not like Photoshop. It's not like editing a photo where eventually you're going to see like the little squares, right? There's no pixels. So this curve is made up of a mathematical formula. So when I zoom in, it just adjusts the formula, and gets bigger and bigger. So what that means is Adobe Illustrator would be great for anything that you have to like blow up on a billboard. It would be great because it does not lose quality or pixelate. Okay. What is vector design? Is drawing with a program like Adobe Illustrator that uses formulas for its curves instead of pixels. Is Adobe Illustrator free? No, it's really expensive, and they charge a lot of money. So if you want to get it, excellent. It's a good program. It works great. If you want a free version, there's a free version for the desktop called Inkscape. So you can download that and try it. It works really well. And then there's one that also works really well. I think I like this one better, honestly. It's called Gravit. It's web-based. It's free. And that there's going to be assignment. So an assignment. Well, this one says install Inkscape at home. So this is a different assignment. I changed my mind on this. I'm going to have you do Gravit. That's a separate assignment. You can find that assignment. I handed it out already. Okay. So try Gravit at home and see how you like it. All right, so we've probably already done this, but let's see here. So if you haven't done so already, you're going to go File, New. Okay, so if you've already done this, just open the one you have. Okay, so it's going to be called it's 8.5 by 11 and CMYK, and we're going to click OK. So if you've already created your freestyle document, then just open the one that you've already worked with. Okay, so I'm going to now the deal is if you've never saved it, I'm going to hit save, and we're going to save it in the right location. So we're going to go to this computer. I'm going to go to my personal Novell folder. Okay, I'm going to go into. I'm going to go into Creative Computer 6. I'm going to make a new folder called. Okay, there's a new folder called Vector Design, and I'm going to save it there. Okay, and I'm going to click OK. All right, so now, we got that done. All right, so one thing you have to know is when we draw, we're going to draw on a thing like, oh, by the way, this is Sissy Blue. So what I want you to do is get out this handout. If you don't have it, ask Mr. Miller. And I want you to draw an arrow to that sheet of plastic because a layer is like a sheet of plastic. And so you can draw on it, and then if you want to have another sheet of plastic on top, you can, so it combines, like, oh, you see everything on both of the sheets of plastic, but if one is annoying, you slide it away and you can only see the one. So layers, write this down. A layer is like a clear piece of plastic that you can draw on. You don't have to write this fully down. Just understand it and write this in your own words. It's good to keep artwork separate. Oh, that's the other thing you can do is you can reorder it. Like, oh, like one thing's covering the other thing. So it's like, oh, okay. So you put other things on top. So you can reorder stuff too. That's what a layer is like. All right, so what we're going to do is create a new layer named Pencil Tool. Okay, so I'm going to go over here. Oh, by the way, if yours doesn't look like this, we're going to go Window, Workspace, and we're going to go to Essentials, and it should look like this. Okay, if yours doesn't look like this, call me over and I'll help you. All right, so everything's kind of tucked away over here. That's the layers. So we're going to click right there, and we're going to say, I want a new layer, and we're going to double click on it, and we're going to say this is the Pencil Tool. Oops. Okay, Pencil Tool. Click OK. So now and you can, when you click on it, this is the layer I'm drawing on. Okay, so what I want you to do now is click on the Pencil Tool, and I'm trying to remember what we're going to draw. Oh, write this down. Drawing with the pencil tool. The pencil tool is easier for drawing and editing free-form scribble lines. Okay, this is an open path and this is a closed path. Okay, so one thing I want to show you is whenever you're drawing with stuff, so this is an open path and this is a closed path. So I start it, and when I end where I started, that's a closed path. Why does that make a difference? Because, by the way, this is the selection tool. If I want to change something, I have to click on it. So if I come over here and I fill this, I click on that, it's like kind of awkward. So to have this, it's not a closed path. So normally when you're going to fill stuff, it's going to be a closed path versus this open path. Okay. 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 So write this down. The stroke is the color, weight is the thickness, open path begins and ends at different spots, closed path begins and ends at the same spot, fill color is the color inside the path. Okay, so let's take a look at all this. Okay, so the stroke, I'm going to make this bigger. So the stroke, I'm going to use my selection tool. I'm going to click on here. The stroke, I'm going to change the stroke weight. Okay, so that's thicker. Okay, and I can come over here. So I click on this. I click there, and I can change the stroke color. Okay, I can also, if I come over here, I can go to stroke. I can change the stroke weight again, and then I can change it from the dreaded butt cap, which is what we have, to a round cap. Okay, so there's the stroke color and stroke weight. Okay, and then I've also adjusted some of the characteristics of the stroke. And then if I click on this one, the same thing. So I can click on this one, I can change the stroke color. I can come over here, I can change the stroke weight. I can also do it here. I can do it here, and I can do it here as well. Okay, so now I've changed the fill color, the stroke weight. I can change colors over here. This gives you more options, by the way. So if I want to change colors, I can use my little CMYK sliders, and I can change colors that way. Okay, all right, let's go back to my spiel. All right, okay, so we know all that. All right, so what I want you to do is draw a happy face with the pencil tool on your layer name. Pencil tool creates simple curves using the pencil tool. Stroke with color, change the stroke weight, fill with color. Okay, so your job is to come up, I'm going to delete. So if I want to delete stuff, never use the eraser tool. It doesn't work. If you want to delete stuff, you click on it, hit delete, click on it, hit delete. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to make sure you're on your layer named pencil tool. You're going to come over here to the pencil tool, and you're going to draw a happy face that has a closed path. You're going to fill him with color. Okay, you can change the fill color here or here. You're going to go to the stroke. You're going to change the stroke color. You can change the stroke weight. Okay, and then you're going to use the pencil tool, and you're going to draw your little eyeballs, so on and so forth. Okay, so we're going to make a happy face on that layer. Okay, good. Do that. Okay, so that's it for this one. We're going to go on to the next one. But one thing I want you to see before we go on to the next one is that you can turn on and off layers. So we're going to come over here to our layers, and I can turn that off. So it's there, but it's just invisible for now. And then I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to call this one the pen tool. And click OK. And so the next work is going to be on the pen tool. All right, that's it for this one. Go on to the next video.